Good evening and welcome to Product Highlight. I'm Nancy Dodge from YB Stamp. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And this evening I'm going to show you Painterly Pears. I know that's a mouthful. When I first saw this suite I thought, oh, why do I want pears? But you know what? The more I play with it, the more I like it. It's very versatile. It can be used for male, female, adults, children. It's just really versatile. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get started. The first item that I'm showing you is the designer series paper in this suite. There are 2 sheets of 6 different designs. So here's the first one and the back. The second one and the back. Now this one, I did a scrap page with, I don't know if you noticed it, but I did a scrap page with this. And the back, the front, and the back. The front. I love the deep richness of this. And the back. And the last one. And the back. Now I'm going to leave this one on top, and I'll show you why. So in this suite is also some Mossy Meadow and gold ribbon, and low profile sparkle dots. Sorry about the noise. There's 3 different colors and they have gold specks in them. And then the stamps. Says, congratulations, a good friend is a gift, hello, thank you, and friend. And then the dies. And the reason that I left this paper out is because I want you to see that these dies fit on these pieces just right. See. And the last one, which usually doesn't fit, but these little flowers also do. Let me see if I can get a little closer. Can you see how they all fit? 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't that cool? So that's why I left this sheet out. It's pretty cool. I'm never going to get these back in the way they're supposed to go, but that's okay. I'll just stick them aside. I did all my cutting in advance so that you didn't have to watch me run it through my stamp cut and emboss machine. I did it for you. Alright, the first card I'm going to do, I cut out some of the designer series paper. Isn't that pretty? I just loved the richness of it. And this is a cloud cover, one of the new in colors. And I don't know why I have 2 white inserts here. Oh, I know why. Wait. Did I put white behind it? Nope. Okay. Thought I did. Who knows what I had in mind. Alright, so this is just a real simple card with designer series paper. Just going to put this on the back. Put this on the front. And I've stamped thank you. And the stamp, the punch that I used for this is retired, so I wanted you to know that. And then for the inside, I have another piece of this. I thought I would put on the edge, like so. It's just a little longer, so I'm going to take my snips and cut that just a little bit, and then put this on the inside. Line it up. But this DSP just speaks for itself, I think. Alright, and I have some dimensionals I'm going to put on the back. Pretty simple. Oops, almost put it on upside down. Might help if you could see. I just wanted this card to be pretty simple. And then I think I will use a glue dot. From my stash of paper pumpkin items. And just put that here. And then a couple of these. And I think I'll use the bright yellow just to make it pop. And let's see. I like to put them in the centers of flowers. If I can get it in the center. Okay. Just gonna put one there. So, plain and simple. Just a nice little thank you card. So, in addition to this, I went a little overboard. I know, big surprise, right? And I did a couple of other just designer series paper. Let me pull this back just a little bit. There we go. And then I just put the dimensionals on. Do a little stamping on the inside. This is one of the die cuts and the ribbon. And this hello around it, that is also from the die cuts. And then I did this one. Added some ribbon and a couple of the gems, and then just added a little on the inside. So like I said, this designer series paper speaks for itself. And then I did this one. Here are the die cuts, and this is from I forgot. Spotlight on Nature. I had to look at my stash. And then this is just a 2.5-inch circle. But I thought that was pretty. And then I just did a little stamping from the stamp set on the inside. So then you can write a little message. Alright, the next card I'm going to do, I have this, I'm going to use the back side of this designer series paper. And I have pre-cut from that designer series paper, and you're going to look at this and say, what are you going to do with half of a pear? Well, I'll show you. So this is going on the inside, so I'm just going to use my multi-purpose glue. So this is the glue I'm using, but I put it in this cute little container, and I have it upside down in this cute little doodad my son-in-law and his business partner made. I have those on my online store if anybody's interested. I'm just going to add a little bit of, see how much thinner it comes out? And I'm just going to put this at the bottom, and then add some seal. And this is Mossy Meadow cardstock that I'm using. Now for the front, I have a piece of cardstock, some old olive cardstock. Let me see if I can pull this back just a little. There we go. And I'm going to build. So the first thing I want to do is I want to put my congratulations on the old olive piece. It's a little crooked. The Virgo in me wants to fix it. I fixed it a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to put this across the bottom, well, not a bottom, but like the lower half of this designer series paper. And again, it's sticking out just a little, so I'm going to just take my snips, of which have been discontinued, so I'm very sad about that. Okay, now I have my pears, and I'm going to cluster this so that it goes behind. Let's see. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue just along this edge. And I'm using glue instead of stamp and seal so that I can make sure those edges are behind, because then I can move it. And then I'm going to add the little stems. One there. And one there. Like so. And then I'm going to put it there with some dimensionals. So I think I'll put this on the front of the card first with my stamp and seal. I hate covering this up, but the Darling Duck DSP on the other side just seemed to match really well. There we go. And I have my mini dimensionals here so I can pop up those leaves. You could use bigger ones down here, but since I have the little ones out, I'm just going to use those. Alright. And take off the backings. And it really didn't take long at all to cut these, but I didn't think you wanted to watch me shake the camera and and run it through my stamp cut and emboss machine. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of do that. And then pull these out. I think I'll use the green because they kind of match a little better. I know everyone has different ways of pulling these off. I find my nails work better for me. I know some people use their take their pick tool. So there's that. Plain and simple. Let the designer series do the paper, do the work. Okay, the next one, I'm trying to show you all aspects of the stamps and the dies and the designer series paper. All right, I folded this. I think this is 2 1/4 and this is 2. So I have taken the embossing folder from Impressions of Bloom and did the Petal Pink. And I already pre-stamped thank you. And then I have some soft sea foam here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Because I think it'll be easier once I add all the pieces. I could be wrong. I guess we'll find out. Alright. Center that. And then I'll put these on. You could use the emboss or the deboss side. I'm choosing to put the emboss side up. And I want to make sure I line this up with the bottom of that soft sea foam. Like so. And then my thank you. So truth be told, I did not have a big enough scrap of designer series paper. So I'm improvising. So make sure this is equal with the top of that soft sea foam. And equal with that other piece of Petal Pink. So see how there's just a little bit of a stripe? So I cut a piece of that designer series paper. And I'm going to, I hate that sticky, there. I'm going to just stick it here in the middle. Like so. And then I have all these pieces, die cuts from here. So I did this in the pecan pie, and then I did a bunch of the flowers in Petal Pink. And I'm just going to go to town gluing. So I'm going to do this piece first. Now, you could hold it or you could use your silicone mat, whatever you decide to do. And see how nice and small this, I can just put a few dots instead of blobbing. And just push it down. And see, nothing's come squirt out the side. That's what I love about this. Alright, now I have some bigger ones that I thought I would just add some glue and stick. Let's see. There. Whoops, I got a blob out. Move it around with that little needle nose. And then I'm just going to randomly add these around. Give it a different effect. And you could use your take your pick tool for this. I'll show you. Have to get the right end. So here's my pick tool, and it's got just enough sticky on there. So you could just stick this like that, add your glue, and then put it where you want it. Just for different ideas. I just tend to use my finger. Whoops. And then it sticks to my finger. I have big fingers, I don't blame it. So I don't remember how many of these I cut, but I just wanted to randomly stick it around. Like so. You could put some around the edge. A couple of floaters. Truth be told, I think some of these ended up on my floor. Alright, a couple more and we're done. Alright. There we go. And while I have my glue out, this is from the designer series paper. And I did not put it on that other card, so I thought I would put it on this one because it kind of pulled things together for the inside. Alright, put my glue away, add some seal, open it up, there we go, and there's our next card. Oh, I forgot to put little doodads on it. So I think I like the darker green. It looks like Pretty Peacock, but I'm not 100% sure, so don't mark my word. Alright, there we go. So there's the front of the card and the inside of the card. Alright, the last one we're going to stamp. So I cut this from the textured notes. This is Darling Duckling, and this is Old Olive. I'll put those together. There we go. And then I also have a piece on the inside. And as you can see, it's bigger because it's going on the inside. So this is the outside, this is the inside. So the inside, I'm going to stamp in Old Olive. And I have this stamp here. And it's two-step stamping. So I'm just using this for the inside. And then I'm going to use the Darling Duckling for the inside. It's textured. Oh, I'm sorry if my head's in the way. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now you could take your little markers if you want and color those in, but I'm not going to. Alright. Let me just quickly wash those two so that I don't end up with Old Olive or Darling Duckling all over me. So this goes on the inside. Like so. Okay. And then the front, I have the stems and the pears. And I'm going to do them the same way, but I'm going to show you a little something. So I was playing and I stamped the pears, and then I decided I wanted a little bit of green. So I took my little sponge dauber and added a little, and I didn't like it. So I stamped it again, and I added some of the old olive here, and that's what I got. And then I did it with some old olive down the middle, and that's what I got. So in addition to that, I stamped on some repositionable post-it tape the pear, so that I could do more than one, like I did, whoops, with, excuse my arm, this one. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the outline in old olive. Okay. And then I'm going to put this, well, yeah, I'll do, no, can't make up my mind. Then I'll do the darling duckling. Line it up. Excuse my head if it's in the way. I can't tell on camera. So there is just the plain darling duckling. And I'm going to just quickly wash this. Hey Darla, thanks for joining me. And I'm going to take my sponge dauber and with the old olive, and I'm just going to put some, I think I'll just put it down the middle. Just sponge it down. It's not much, it's just for effects. And then line it up again and stamp. See how it added more detail? Okay, now I really want that to dry. I have Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to do the outline of the leaves in the Mossy Meadow. I'm just trying to wait for that to dry, so that's why I'm doing this now. Like so. And then I have the detail of the leaves in old olive. Excuse my head if it's in the way. Trying to line it up. There's the detail. Yeah, you know, I just said at the beginning of this, Darla, that I thought, I don't want that sweet, but you know what? I really like it. Okay, now I'm going to put this that I stamped and fussy cut so that I can do another one. Just to give it some, go right over that. And then with our darling duckling, and then again I'm going to wash it. and then add a little bit of the old olive right down the middle with my sponge dauber. Line them up. For a little extra effect. Okay. Quickly wash. And dry. And wash. Now you could do more than 2 if you wanted. You could do 3. Just be careful and make sure you reposition your little mask. Alright, I'm done with the darling duckling. Get it to dry. Now I'm coming out with the mossy meadow again for the outside of the leaves. And then the old olive. Like so. Okay. And then I thought what I would do, since I had so much white space, is just do the sentiment right on here. And I'm going to do this, a good friend is a gift. And put this away. And forgot, I gotta wash this, otherwise I'll end up with it all over me. My head is not in the way. Thank you, baby bro. Okay, and I think I'll do this in mossy meadow, since there's not a lot of mossy meadow here. Whoops. I always put this sideways because I think I can see it better, because when it's across you're doing this and it's hard to see. So I always do it diagonal. Okay, and then I'm going to take my little, where'd I put them? Here they are. The little accent pieces, and I'm going to use the old olive and the darling duckling. So I'm going to make the darling duckling little flowerets. Just randomly stamped to give it the background a little bit of extra. And then I'm going to take this one in the mossy meadow and add a little bit more detail. It's not much, but it adds just a little extra. So that's not too plain. Alright, I'm going to quickly wash and dry my sentiment and my little background stamps. And then we're going to add this to the front of the card. And I wanted this flat because then when I send it, it's not going to be extra postage. Okay. And then, whoops, almost forgot. Got to take this off. There. Doesn't that look cool? And then I just take this and I store it on the inside of my stamp case so that I have it next time I want to use it. And then we'll add, I think, this lighter green. There we go. So here's the last card, and this was with stamping. And I've got the other pears on the inside. Isn't that pretty? Alright, so this is what we've done tonight. These are the 4 cards that we made. No, I didn't make that one tonight. I made this one. We made these 3 tonight. And these, well, this one I made tonight too. So there are 7 cards. Quick and easy. Love the DSP. It's just so much more versatile than I thought it was going to be. So I was thrilled. All right. As a special offer, anybody that orders the suite through me, I have a 8 project exclusive tutorial free for anyone that orders the suite through me. And I have the link in the original post, but I will put it in again. And also, this coming Saturday, if anyone lives local, I'm having a Eradicate Loneliness workshop. 1 to 3, drop in, purchase, or make a couple of cards. I will have stamps with me so that you can mail them immediately. Statistics say that the pandemic has made loneliness much worse. Some elderly people will go days without seeing anybody or talking to anybody. So this is a great way to make somebody feel thought of. So anyway, if you're local, I'd love to have you join me. I have more information on my Facebook page and my website, so feel free to look that up, ybstamp.com. All right, thank you very much for joining me. Next Sunday, I'm not live, but we're doing our paper pumpkin on Zoom. It's a lot of fun. I have people from all across the country joining me. If you would like to join the fun, let me know and I will get you the link. It's a fun set to play with. So until then, happy stamping.